Well, right now, social media is the easiest, cheapest, and yes, fastest way for hackers and scammers to break into your home PC and corporate networks. They do this to scam you out of your hard-earned money, all by tricking you into clicking on a link you shouldn't have. This is the absolute proven killer.
Hi, I'm Terry Cutler, certified ethical hacker, a psychologist, and an internet safety lecturer. And in this free video series, I'm going to show you why, and what it means to you, everyone in your family, your employer, or even your business.
I'm not only going to show you how they're tricking you, I'm going to teach you what to look out for so it doesn't happen to you a second, third, or fourth time. You'll also hear some feedback from a group of regular folks. And these are people who are not technical at all.
You see, in January of 2011, I left a large software company called Novell to start my own cybersecurity business. So I've had the last 6 years to look back on the last 20 years of my IT life. And there was a lot to look back on. So in those last 20 years, I've had the opportunity to help companies on the verge of bankruptcy because they lost all of their corporate data. So it was my job to help get it back. So I've also helped individuals who are being extorted. I've also helped parents and their kids keep safe online.
I'm talking about topics such as internet safety tips and tricks, spying, hacking, cyberbullying, viruses and scams, the dangers of social media, and how to spot fake profiles. I've also shown people how to use advanced Google searches to find information on themselves that they didn't even know was there. What's close to my heart right now is to get parents up to speed on technology in order to safeguard their kids online. First, let me ask you a question. You're a busy person, right? You want to help your friends and family stay safe online just like you would in the real world. And you try to keep up with technology as your kids blow right past you. And you've seen in the media all these mega hacks and spying going on, all because someone innocently clicked on a link that they shouldn't have, and they let the hackers right in through the back door, bypassing all the security controls. So, as a busy individual, can you tell me the last big, and I mean big hack that didn't use a specially crafted email to trick someone into clicking on that link? Exactly. And there's a reason for that. Now look, hackers and scammers don't want to waste time trying to break through firewalls and other security technologies. I mean, why would they when all they have to do is send a specially crafted email in reply to something that you've posted online and to trick you into clicking on a link? Now what you need to know is this. These techniques are also being used to trick our kids into hacking each other's online social media accounts and sending out hateful or sexual content to their friends, believing it came from the account holder. Now this has led to teen suicides, drugs, depression, and there's no stopping this unless parents, teachers, and law enforcement pay attention and get involved. You've probably heard about this one. In February of 2014, a 14-year-old girl in Italy jumped to her death after hateful comments were posted online on a website called Ask.fm. Now this is a website where you can post a question and many people around the world will respond. Well, she turned to this website for advice when her boyfriend left her and got many comments such as, "Kill yourself," "Nobody wants you," and "You're not normal." Now when she posted some photographs of the cuts she said she made on her arm, one commenter wrote, "I hope that one of these days you cut the main vein on your arm and die." Scary, isn't it? This is being called a crime of the future, but it's happening today. See, most people would never say these things to someone else's face, but they'd have no problem posting it online thinking they're untraceable.
I know you know this. You've seen it. But for whatever reason, you haven't really spoken to your family about this, or you haven't done anything at all. Maybe you think it's a fad, or you're going to wait for somebody else to do something about it. But it isn't a fad. So here's the first step you can take. So whenever I give seminars, I love to ask the question of how many in the audience know how to use Google. So all their hands get raised, but then I ask them again, how many of you guys really know how to use Google? So I'd like to show you a trick right now, which will allow you to find specific information about yourself that you didn't even know existed.
Alright, let's fire up a browser and let's go to www.google.com. Now once you're here, obviously this is where people do all their searches. But the first thing I want you to do is go into your settings and change the search settings. You see here, we have turn on safe search. This means that if there's any content that's not appropriate that's being searched for, it will not appear in the searches. So because we want to find out information about ourselves online, we want to turn off this feature so that there's no filtering and we'll be able to see what's really going on. Then you want to scroll down to the bottom and save your setting. Now for this demonstration, I'm just going to type in my name by itself. If I just do a search for Terry Cutler and click search, I end up with about 619,000 hits. That's just way too much information to find out about somebody. Do you know how I can get more specific on this search? Quotation marks. So if I end up putting quotes around my name, this will actually tell Google to look for exactly what's in between these quotes. So even if it's spelled wrong or whatever, it's going to search for exactly that. Now if I hit enter now, you'll notice that I'm down to about 26,700 hits. So that's getting interesting now. Alright, let's say you're looking for something about yourself, and maybe you belong to a soccer team, or you like to drive the kids to school. So maybe you want to type something about you that you think would be in the public. For example, an occupation or a sport. Now I've seen situations where you might be the soccer dad, and another parent decided to build a website that had your name along with all the other coaches and their contact details. The contact number that was put there was his private cell phone number. So I just want you to be aware of this. Now in my case, because I'm in the cybersecurity business, I'll just type in the word hacker as an example. Now as you can see, my hits have now dropped down to under 7,300 hits. Now of course, because I do a lot of stuff in the media, I don't want to see terrycutler.com because I already know about myself there. I only want to see information that maybe some other people have been posting about me online. Do you know how to remove search results that you don't want to see? You got it. Use the minus symbol. So I'm going to go here and start removing search results by typing -terrycutler.com. Now this is going to remove Terry Cutler from the whole list while we continue to remove other websites that we don't want to see. We'll remove Security Week and just continue eliminating as we go along. This is how you actually start looking for your information online. Maybe type in your phone number, what school you belong to, what your workplace is, or any specific information that you think would be about you online. Now in a live workshop I did earlier this year, most of the kids didn't find much information about themselves online. But some found out that a local newspaper posted some photos and some information about them because they belonged to a soccer team. But the problem is, those students didn't even know that information was there because a third party or some other person posted that information about them. So by doing these searches, they were able to find out this information. So it's very important that you're looking for any personal identifiable information about yourselves, such as your phone number, your schools, your home address, etc. Have you ever heard of Google Alerts? If you haven't, then haha, you're in for a little treat. This service monitors the web for keywords that you're interested in. So if you go to google.com/alerts and hit enter, you'll be able to enter keywords such as your name, your child's name, or whatever you want, and the moment that new content is published and Google sees it, it'll send you an email with the link to the content. You'll notice that as I type, Google is already showing me what it knows about my keywords. This is awesome for your child's homework assignments too. Here's another example of how you never know who you're talking to online. Recently, this attractive woman added me on Facebook. I got no idea who she was, so I did a quick profile check. Here's how I did it. Now, unfortunately for privacy reasons, I can't use the real picture for this demonstration according to lawyers. So I'll use my own picture for this exercise, but you'll get the drift anyway. First, I saved the image to a folder on my PC. And then I opened up my favorite internet browser and I went to images.google.com. And then I drag and drop the file into Google Images. Now by doing this, Google will analyze the picture and tell me about who this person is. And it'll also show me any similar photos on any other website. Well, what do you know? This image is being used on various other websites and shows up in 31 search results. This is the first step to your investigation to see if the person adding you is real. And this technique can also be used to see if anyone else is using your photos to create fake profiles. Be sure to check that as well. This method of fake profiling is just the beginning of what can lead to cyberbullying and other online frauds and scams. Have you ever heard of that scam where a friend of yours just got mugged in Australia and is asking you to help wire him some money via Western Union? Let's take a moment to talk about cyberbullying. Did you know the psychological and emotional outcomes of cyberbullying are similar to those in real-life bullying? The difference is, real-life bullying often ends when school ends. This is something we're all too familiar with. But when it comes to cyberbullying, there's no escape. And it's just getting worse. Now let me run some facts by you, and bear with me, this is really important. 43% of kids have been bullied online. 1 in 4 has had it happen more than once. Now over 80% of the teens use cell phones regularly, making it the most common medium for cyberbullying. 70% of students report seeing frequent bullying online. And 81% of young people think that bullying online is easier to get away with than bullying in person. Types of cyberbullying have names such as flaming, harassing, outing, exclusion, impersonation, and stalking. And this is a real alarming fact that makes me as a parent think twice. Only 1 victim out of 10 will tell a parent or trusted adult about their abuse. Yes, this is abuse. Still think it's a fad? A phase? I know what you're thinking. The child can just easily delete his account and it's all gonna go away. The fact is, the conversation continues behind the scenes and he just doesn't get to see the latest posts. But I assure you, it's happening. This subject is so hot right now that laws are being passed to make cyberbullying illegal. But a lot of the parents that I talk to don't even have a clue what cyberbullying is. At this point, the only way to bridge this digital divide is for parents to become tech savvy and become familiar with the online world that their children are immersed in. Period.
So ask yourself, how does this happen? It's because cyberbullying allows bullies to avoid facing their victims.
I'll bet you that because they don't see the victim's reaction in person, cyberbullies may not realize how much damage they're actually doing. Before I start talking about how to deal with cyberbullying, what I'm about to tell you is very important. Here's the thing. Technology in the past has been a babysitter. We've all heard that television is a babysitter, and the interaction between children and TVs has always been passive. You sit down, you watch, you change a channel. Now, if a parent was in a kitchen and didn't like what you were watching on TV, they'd walk into the room and change the channel, so the parent was being active. But today, with internet-enabled technologies, it's about the children being active. Now, the parents in many cases have fallen behind with this technology and they become passive, meaning they have no idea how to monitor, safeguard, or even keep up with what's out there.
And what's out there may be a danger to your children. In fact, trust me, what's out there is already a danger to your children.
So we've already talked about Ask FM. What about Spill It, Say So, Kick, Snapchat, or even Facebook? Not that being social is a bad thing, but as the rates of cyberbullying increases, more and more cyberbullying is happening through these sites. These sites may even have good intentions. The question is not who your kids are talking to, but where your kids are talking.
There's not just cyberbullying happening out there.
Another very real threat to children are people lurking in the chat rooms who hope to lure our kids into having online sex or face-to-face meetings. If you doubt the scale of this problem, log on to almost any chat room. Now, in my line of work, when I work with authorities, it takes an average of 10 minutes before being propositioned. I won't talk about everything here because I don't want to give anyone the opportunity to harm our kids.
But here's the really great news. You will become as equally knowledgeable as your children. You will become the expert.
If you had complete access to up-to-date information on the latest tactics on how to protect yourself, your family, and your business from online threats, do you think it would help? It would, wouldn't it? Of course it would.
Because that's what I do. You see, I have an interesting job where I get paid to legally break into company computer systems and help my clients secure them before the malicious hackers get in. So with this experience, I give talks and seminars at school boards, family groups, youth centers, law enforcement, and government, especially companies concerned about protecting themselves online. So if there's one thing I've learned is that parents, teachers, administrators, council workers, youth directors, you name it, they feel they can't keep up with their kids when it comes to technology, which is why I created this series. So I'd like you to meet some cool people who've taken my course or watched my videos, and I want you to hear what they have to say. They're parents just like you and I. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Barbara Newman. I'm an actress, media trainer, mother, and grandmother. Nowadays, we hear headlines all the time about internet security breaches. And we really need to start stepping forward and learning how to protect ourselves and our families and our companies. Well, when one of my Unleash Your Star Power media training clients, Terry Cutler, who is also known as the ethical hacker, showed me what he was doing, creating an internet security training course, I couldn't wait to watch it and then also to endorse it. He gives you easy how-to ways to protect your children from online bullying, all the way through to protecting your company from internet breaches. Can't recommend him highly enough. Check out his course. And Terry, it's been a pleasure working with you, and thank you for what you're doing to make a difference to all of us.
Hi, I'm Richard Tardif. You know, I've been following Terry for more than 5 years. I can tell you it's about time someone created a real course on internet safety. Look at it this way. We wouldn't allow our children to drive without a course, right? So why do we do it when it comes to being on the internet? There's definitely some cool tips and tricks you can use when you're following this course. We know there's a need to keep up with the dangers on the internet, but Terry makes it easy, and you'll always be one step ahead and safe while you're online. Thanks, Terry, for getting it done.
Some say the internet is cursed. Viruses, scams, zombies, botnets, worms, Trojan horses, logic bombs, social engineering, just name a few. How much do you know about these things? Have you even heard about them? Did you know that they're a threat to you every hour of your day? Now look, there's a lot out there. But we can do this. So why aren't we winning over the cyberbullies, the hackers, and the predators out there? There's so much information out there that it's almost impossible to learn, because when something is new and it works, it may not work in a few days or in a few weeks.
But it doesn't matter, because even by watching the next couple of videos in this free video series, you're going to learn enough to begin getting a handle on this overwhelming internet safety stuff.
But you want to know what the best part is? You don't have to scour the internet for the best of the best information on internet safety, and there's a lot out there. Now, in this series of videos to follow, you're going to see that I have your back. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the big picture here? What's the secret? Well, the secret is, there is no secrets, just things you don't know yet.
Okay, we've covered a ton of stuff, so let's stop here for now. And I'd like to really thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned a lot. So if you did, please do me the honor by providing me your feedback in the comment section below. And if you're into social media and sharing, there's some likes, some shares, some retweets, and some +1 buttons on this page. So give them a thumbs up for me. I'm going to get to work on the next video and getting you the information you need to begin dealing with what appears to be an overwhelming problem. But it's not, trust me. So if you're watching this video from any other site, head over to internetsafetyuniversity.com right now and subscribe to keep up to date with this latest video series. And also be sure to check out my blog at terrycutler.com for other great material. So that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video.